everybody, it's Paige Evans and I want to do a walkthrough of my December daily 2019. It took many shapes and forms, but in the end I'm super satisfied with how it turned out. It's lots of bright colors and lots of different scrapbooking collections that I've had and collected throughout the years. And for the finishing touch, I created this tassel charm. These are from my brand new collection, which I can talk about on January 3rd. And then I made these paper beads and added some jingle bells and these tags that I got from packaging. I just added 2019 to both sides. The cover is made from the thickers from all of my pink paisley collections. It says 25 Days of Christmas 2019, even though I included more than 25 memories throughout this album. So I decided to feature my 25 Days of Christmas cut files, plus some of my other standalone Christmas cut files. For example, this Christmas trees border, it comes in one single piece, but then I cut it in half. And I used my Silhouette Cameo to cut out all of the backing pieces. Fussy cutting all of these pieces by hand would have taken ages. Not to say that it didn't take ages to back them anyway, but it was really fun and I love how it turned out. And I used a mix of collections. So this is the Snow and Cocoa collection from Crate Paper. And one of the other finishing things I did was added all of these colorful tabs to the edges, and these are cut files from the Silhouette store, and I just sized them all to about the same size and then stitched them randomly onto the edges of the pages, and it helps turn the pages so much easier. All of my journaling I typed and printed in the Remington Noiseless font and then trimmed it into strips and glued it into place. So let's start flipping through a little quicker. So this was our Christmas card photo, one of them taken by Jen Simmons, who lives down the street, and I've known her from my very first day working at American Crafts way back in 2008, and she designs for Crate Paper now. So this is one of the 25 Days of Christmas cut files. So I sent out a cut file every single day, December 1st through December 25th, and I decided to use them myself in this December daily. So here's another one of the cut files in the 25 days, Noel, and we went to the Gaylord Rockies Hotel and saw the ice exhibit, and I took so many photos, and I get asked all the time how I print these tiny photos. I create collages in Picasa, and then I print them at home, and I use Adobe Photoshop as well to size the photos, and I can leave links to those tutorials as well as the printer that I use. Here is another one of the cut files from my 25 Days of Christmas cut files. Movies and TV shows are a big part of our holiday traditions, and I backed this snowman globe cut file with an older collection from Pebbles called Sweater Weather. Here's a snowflake wreath, and there weren't too many pieces to back, and so I ended up watercoloring over the wreath to give it more interest and pop of color. And then this pattern paper and the pieces that I did back it with are from my Take Me Away collection with pink paisley. Here's a light strand background. And as you'll see, I did very minimal embellishing. I really wanted the cut files to be the star of the show for this entire album. Here's Fa La La. Backed this with the Fa La La collection by Crate Paper, which I thought was kind of funny. I didn't really realize it until I was looking through trying to find the name of this collection, and just so happens it was Fa La La with the Fa La La cut file. So on this page I did some mixed media, some modeling paste through a stencil, and then I backed 3 of the same snowflake cut file. And again, having the Silhouette Cameo cut out the backing pieces for me saved me hours and hours. Can you imagine trying to cut all these teeny tiny pieces out by hand? But having the machine cut them out and simply gluing them to the back made every single cut file come together a lot quicker. So here's a cut file that is separate from my 25 Days of Christmas cut files. It's a Nordic background, but I did still have the Cameo cut out the backing pieces. It didn't cut out every single teeny tiny square, it just cut out little sections of color. So if I were to be able to flip this over to the back, you'd be able to see it's kind of a square backing each shape. Here's a poinsettia wreath. Again, this is a standalone Christmas cut file. And this is about letting go of the reins and letting Jane help me make her beloved cupcakes. It's so easy for me to just take over and do everything by myself, but I need to learn to let the kids get involved and make those memories with them. So this picture was taken over Thanksgiving, so not part of December, but I really wanted to include it because it's so special. It's a 4-generation photo. So there's my grandma Doris and her daughter, which is my mom, Carolyn, me and my daughter Jane, and then can't forget Gypsy the dog. And I used my Turn the Page collection with pink paisley for this spread, and this tree circles is part of my 25 Days of Christmas Cut Files bundle. This Christmas Glamper is a separate cut file, and I used my Truly Grateful collection, which is not Christmas themed, but by picking and choosing colors, it totally works. This light strand border is a free cut file available in my Happy Scrappy Place Facebook group, which I will also leave a link to so you can grab this one if you haven't already. And I used my Horizon collection, which has tons of bright colors. This entire album is made with lots of bright colors. I love color, and so I just had to add as much color anywhere and everywhere I could. This spread is about my December daily and all of the changes that it went through throughout the whole process. Next year, I'm going to keep it simple. It's going to be a very simple, I think, pocket page album. And let's see, this Christmas teacup is a separate cut file from my bundle, and I used the beloved Juniper Berry collection from Basic Gray. It's one of my absolute favorite Christmas collections that came out years and years ago, and I've just been hoarding it. This is also from the 25 Days bundle. It's a reindeer with flowers and leaves. And again, I used the Juniper Berry from Basic Gray to back it and embellish. If kisses were snowflakes, I'd send you a blizzard. Except I don't really like snow, but we won't talk about that. And it's a very monochromatic page, so I pulled out all of the blues that I could find throughout my Christmas collections as well as pink paisley collections. Here is a gingerbread border cut file, which is from my 25 Days bundle, and this is when our babysitter Aspen built our Christmas tree, gingerbread Christmas tree, while she was babysitting. And this is one of the 25 Days cut files, and I used the Together for Christmas collection from Pink Paisley, which is their holiday collection this year. And Chris likes to have all of the presents wrapped in under the tree before Christmas. It's one of those compromises you have to make as a married couple. I would prefer to wait and have them all come out on Christmas morning, but it's not a huge deal. And it was fun to take this picture of him with a pile of presents. So this Mittens cut file, this is the day 1 cut file from my 25 Days of Christmas cut files, and I used the Merry Days collection from Crate Paper to back it. This Christmas Icons frame is a separate cut file, and I used my Whimsical collection with pink paisley. Again, definitely not Christmas themed, but by using specific colors to back the icons, you totally get the Christmas vibe. And this spread is about our holiday decorations this year. We didn't get a chance to see the Nutcracker this year, but Jane and I were running errands, and we went to Michael's, and they had these big nutcrackers in the front, and I thought, perfect, this is going to go with my Nutcracker cut file epically. And I used the new Snowflake collection from Crate Paper for this spread. And I also did a bit of mixed media on the background, so I scraped some gold modeling paste through a stencil. So here is a fairy ballerina to kind of pair with the Nutcracker. And This page or this spread is about how I was asked to play the piano for my in-laws' nativity in the barn. So I practiced every single day, multiple times a day for weeks so that I felt prepared to play the piano. And I used the snowflake collection from Crate Paper, and then I also dabbed some gold glitter over all of the stars. Here we go. This truck with trees is part of my 25 days bundle, and I just used various papers from various collections to back it to get the orange truck and then green trees. I got pulled over for the very first time in my life, so that wasn't very fun, but I thought it was kind of something that should be documented, because how many times do you get pulled over for the first time, you know? So here is a picture of me and my hubby. Again, not taken in December, but I just wanted to include it because it was a special moment. Over Thanksgiving, we went to Utah and found the very art history room where we met 16 years ago. And so that was just really fun to revisit and show our kids where their mommy and daddy met. This poinsettia cut file is separate from the bundle. Oops. So here is a holly branch cut file, and I just used random Christmas collections to create this spread. Our kids started taking piano lessons in April, and they had their second recital during December. So that was really fun and enjoyable and memorable. We went to a couple Christmas parties this year. One was at the orthodontist's house, and this Christmas tree trio is part of my 25 days of cut files. Something new this year that was done was a light show a couple streets away, and so we got tickets to that, and it was fun to drive through. This Christmas llama is part of the 25 days of Christmas cut files, and I used the Snow and Cocoa collection from Crate Paper to back it. I loved the bright colors of this collection, so I used it many times throughout this album. I think there's more coming up. And I created these snowy hills with white glitter paper from the Together for Christmas project pad. So this wreath it's a round wreath, but then I cut it in half and put the halves on opposite sides, and it is part of my bundle. And at a certain point, after backing about 20 cut files, I started running out of Christmas collections that I wanted to use. Not that I have 20 Christmas collections, but I had used them multiple times each, and so I turned to my stack of rainbow pattern papers and just started picking and choosing colors to back the little sections. So this is a random assortment of collections, excuse me. And then I added this little snowman at the top. He's from the Snowflake collection by Crate Paper this year. So we have a lot of pets. We have a dog named Joey, a cat named Rachel, a bunny named Phoebe, and a guinea pig named Monica, because Friends is our favorite show. And so here is cute little Phoebe. This Starry Sky cut file is part of my 25 days of Christmas cut files. And it looks like I spent time backing every single individual star. However, I just used one pattern paper from my Truly Grateful collection. It's kind of a colorful plaid, and I love how all of the colors peek through. This Christmas banner is a separate cut file, so it's not part of the 25 days bundle, and I used the Together for Christmas project pad, which has a bunch of different solids to back the banner pieces. On a lot of the pages, I added some gold paint. I splattered gold paint, which is from Paper Fashion, so I can leave links to that as well. This candy cane poinsettia cut file is part of the bundle, and I used a couple different Christmas collections, and I did document Thanksgiving. So even though it's not in December, I really wanted to include these precious memories. We're getting there. This December cut file is separate, and I used a combination of Take Me Away and Oh My Heart, and I even see Truly Grateful. So a bunch of different Pink Paisley collections. This cabin is a separate cut file, and I used Truly Grateful. And check out this house. This house is lit like a gingerbread house. It's amazing. It's the most amazing house I've ever seen here in Highlands Ranch. This poinsettia banner is part of the 25 Days of Christmas cut files, and I did hand journaling on this banner. I just thought it would be a little bit easier to go along the curves of the banner, and I was documenting our Christmas Eve traditions. I used the snowflake collection for this paper and then a bunch of different collections to back it. The stamp cut file is part of the 25 days, and I used the Together for Christmas collection along with some mixed media work on the background. I forgot to mention that I used the We Are Memory Keepers hole reinforcer punch to add these reinforcers so that when I'm turning the pages over time, they won't tear. So this just really helps with keeping everything together and withstand the test of time. So this Christmas cut file is separate, but this was Christmas Eve, so I just added these Eve stickers down here. This is from my Truly Grateful collection, all the papers, and then I printed photos and tucked them all around. Christmas Day, this sleigh cut file was number 25 of the 25 Days of Christmas cut files, and I used the Snow and Cocoa collection to back it, and also Together for Christmas, and then this paper I think is even from Turn the Page. This tree made up of phrases cut file you can find for free in my Happy Scrappy Plays Facebook group. So make sure you grab that one. And I used, Horizon, all of the bright colors again because it's a happy and fun day. The last page is a gingerbread background cut file, which is separate, and it comes square, so I just cut it in half and backed it. Did some mixed media work, so you can see there's watercolor splashes. I love the Pastel Dreams by Prima watercolors because they're very opaque, so they can show up on even lighter backgrounds. And that, my friends, is my finished 2019 December daily. Please let me know if you have any questions about any of the pages. I am more than happy to help, and I will respond to your comments as soon as I can. I will leave links below to things that I think you'll find interesting, or if you want to purchase anything from this album. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye!